Now they trying to get the migrants to get a curfew.
Could curfews be coming to migrant shelters in the city?
The mayor's office says it's something they're considering. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso live outside of the Row Hotel in Midtown where some migrants are staying. Jess.
Steve, Natasha, almost 70,000 migrants are in the city's care at this moment. And like you said, some are staying here at the Row Hotel, others at HERC sites across the city like Floyd Bennett Field. But now the city is considering a curfew that is already in place for traditional homeless services shelters across the city. Now, this idea of implementing a curfew at migrant shelters was brought up at a closed-door meeting.
Look at that residence that they stand in. Wow. Wow. Who would have ever thought that you can travel over into the United States of America and the first place that you stay in is the Row Hotel in NYC? Hold on. Give me a second. Row NYC. Who would have ever thought that the American dream also included you staying at the Row Hotel in NYC? That's impressive. That is impressive. Top hotels. Wow. The Row Hotel is getting so much money that they decided to close it off to the general public until further notice. Look at these places. This is a plush space, guest rooms and suites. Who got this suite? Who got this suite? Let's see what the superior suite is. Wow. This is impressive. Boy, if this ain't the American dream, who got this one? With the deluxe view. Premium city view. Who got the penthouse suite? Who got the penthouse suite? How can we apply for the penthouse suite at the Row NYC? Cost a night, Row NYC. Why not go to TripAdvisor and see what's happening out here? Obviously they're not doing any more reservations because it's 100% booked up 100% of the time. What's the let me see what the ratings are on this place. Mixed reviews from travelers. A central location near Times Square and Broadway, despite consistent noise and busy surroundings. Cleanliness of the hotel is often praised. The rooms is critiqued for being smaller. Wow, okay. All right, I got you. Back in October, we really enjoyed this tour. Nice balance of walking and turning, learned many facts. All right, I got you. Stayed at the Row, wouldn't return, hit by a hefty facilities fee. Oh, that's why you was mad. Staff is friendly. Security checks when entering the hotel reassured guests. Lobby was quite nice, but some of the characters were a little strange at the hotel, at the bar and cafe. All right. Okay. So that's what we're looking at the Row NYC. All right. That's how they stand. That's how they living.
Today with city officials who were discussing the migrant crisis. It was Queens Councilwoman Joanne Ariola who asked why the migrants aren't subject to a curfew. All DHS shelters have a curfew of 9 p.m. for families with children and 10 p.m. for adults. She tells Fox 5 the reason she wants to see the curfew instituted is because a few weeks ago, she says migrants from Floyd Bennett Field were coming into her district and begging residents for money and food at all hours of the night. She says this is about safety. In the meeting, she was told they will look into it. Now, we did reach out to the mayor's office, and we were told that they are considering all options.
My constituents are terrified. They have people that they don't know at their doorbell. They usually have a child with them. They have their telephone, their iPhone, and on it says in English, "I'm a migrant from Floyd Bennett Field."
Where they getting iPhones from? So they panhandling and they running up to y'all doors. They don't speak English and they coming up to y'all places and they say, listen, we don't speak, we know hablo inglés. And we migrants, and they got it typed off on their group Google Translate. They got data plans apparently. I don't know. I have no clue on how these people are able to get iPhones. And they basically walking up to people's door and they saying, you got any money for us? Because it's tough out here in these streets.
Please give me money. And it's very, very concerning because at times they find them on their property.
It's not an inconvenience for us because, as you can see, we're coming back to the hotel now and it's before 9 p.m. However, I could see it being an inconvenience for those who work overnight. If they're coming back from work at 3, 4 in the morning, how would that work? Would they?
Wait. I'm sorry, sir. Y'all coming back to the hotel. It's not an inconvenience for me. Because and they obviously we got a translator over here. It's not an inconvenience for me. Because, obviously we getting in a little bit earlier. But what about the people that get off of their jobs at a little bit earlier at night? That means that you can go and get your own place. You ain't got to abide by rules when you paying for yourself. But when you doing what it is that we doing, you going to have to abide by the rules. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all got jobs now? Y'all out here getting to the money? You got jobs and you getting to the money. What about them? What they got? Are they paying for room and board? What do you mean people that's out here working till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning?
They be allowed back in?
Ya sí es un problema ya.
Now, Mr. Garcia's wife there told us that this could also be a way from stopping migrants from being out all night doing nothing. She says as long as that they can prove that they're working and are able to come back to the shelter, she does not see a problem. Now, Councilwoman Ariola says that already there are reasonable accommodations for those who are in the traditional homeless shelters across the city, that if they work at night, they're able to come back without an issue. So she says they do not foresee any issues if they implemented here at the migrant shelters.
Here's my question. Where are these people working and where did they get their work permits? Because obviously a lot of this is flying under the radar and we're not really aware of what's really happening in these streets. And what I'm trying to understand is where they get these work permits from and how they making all of this money. Let's preview a little bit of this interview that Brandon Johnson did. I'm not sure exactly what we're running into, but I don't want to review the whole thing right now. I think I'm going to review the whole thing on Monday. Because when I was looking at it, I'll share with y'all.
All right. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
I want to talk about this year. New year, same mayor, new budget, right? But same mission. You talked a lot about treatment, not trauma in your campaign, and you're inching closer and closer to getting that done. When do you expect crisis responders to be on 911 calls?
Well, as you've indicated, the mental health crisis in this city has unfortunately have not been, met with real investment. And
what is wrong with this? With all of these large production companies and networks and advertisement and unlimited resources, why can't they get the audio all the way right? Why can't they? You telling me that they can't get their audio right when they interviewing, but over here on Don't Do Coke in the Bathroom Studios, we got an A1 audio system. Y'all can't get y'all audio right? Y'all got one camera. Y'all don't even have 3 different cameras in order to switch back through. You ain't got no good editors, no post-production. Audio is trash. It's like he talking in one speaker, they talking in another speaker. If you only got one headphone in and you working at the job, you can't even hear what they saying. God, do I got to go download the video and then redo the audio in order to be able to review this? See if it's even worth reviewing.
And what my budget does, it speaks to investing in people. And so it's not just about reopening 2 mental health clinics that were closed, but it's also about providing care, because 40% of the 911 calls that were coming through really required a mental health care response. And so this year's budget, it's very intentional about rolling this out over the course of the next several months. And it's really about delivering services to the people of Chicago who have been calling for an alternative to how we respond to crises. So this is no longer a pilot. It's part of the permanent infrastructure of the city of Chicago, and I made a commitment to doing that as a candidate, and I've delivered on that as mayor of the city of Chicago.
You mentioned those 2 mental health clinics. Do you know where they'll be?
Well, that's a part of a larger community process. One of the things that's important to me is to establish real co-governance. My administration has been very clear about working with people and bringing government closer to the people. And so what we've looked at, though, we've seen a very hyper concentration of disinvestment historically over the course of past administrations. And so I'm very clear about making sure that those mental health clinics are
the
also
camera is
tethered
still
to
trying to get focused,
larger
ain't it?
government services, so that we're not working in isolation or in silos, but we're working collaboratively.
Must have got some
to
college
build a better,
students.
stronger, safer, and a much healthier Chicago.
So are we talking about certain parts of the city? Do you have any neighborhoods in mind?
Well, if you look at my public safety plan, we've identified 35 beats where there's been a real hyper concentration again of disinvestment. So, we know historically the west and the south sides of Chicago have been berated, unfortunately, with very
It's not your phone. It's their audio.
disinvestment and
I'm
harsh
not doing
policies.
this.
So,
He's not even talking about nothing. We'll revisit this later. I'll re-download it and have my editors re-edit the audio so that we can have a better review of this stupid video. Get y'all stuff right, man. Get y'all audio right, man. Get y'all y'all need to invest in y'all stuff.